Cutting to the Bull in the post-truth apocalypse. I'm Ben, and this week I'm hanging out with Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
Today it is a biggie. It's the first of a two-parter. It's the Ark of the Covenant. It's
Present from God.
Allegedly a present from God. Yes.
Indiana Jones knows it well.
Actually, Raiders of the Lost Ark actually is fairly factual.
Yeah? What? You mean
Which
the melting Nazis' faces?
Yes. No, in terms of you shouldn't open it up, you shouldn't look at it. The background they give to the Ark is actually reasonably spot on.
What about the way it looks?
Yeah.
Where is it in that film? Like geographically, I can't remember. Is it Africa?
I think so, yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Because they're looking for it in the desert, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're digging for it.
Yeah, it's got to be.
They're digging for it.
I can't remember.
He's got the staff of...
Oh, it's isn't it like Egypt or something?
Yeah.
They have that staff and it shows them where it is in the buried city.
It's been a long time since I've seen the first one.
I watched it. We watched it. We went to do them all, but
Great
apart from
film.
Dial of Destiny, which I refused to watch.
Come on, one of these days.
Yes, nonetheless.
It's not that bad.
And the Nazis did look for it. But the Nazis looked for a lot of stuff. They weren't looking for the Ark in particular. They were looking for a lot of shit.
Yeah. Thor's
hammer, Excalibur, all kinds of weird shit.
Well, we're all after Thor's hammer, aren't we?
We're going to two-parter. We'll go through the background and everything, where it might be, etc., this week, and then we'll do the conspiracy theory thought on the Ark next week. But let's thank some new returning listeners. Follow us on Facebook at Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. YouTube is Apocalypse Bull. SoundCloud, Spotify, all your other podcasting platforms. Cutting to the Bull in the PTA.
Yeah.
So where shall I start on this mighty list of legends? Mansfield in the UK.
Hey.
Queens, Greenville and Glen Burnie in the US. Doncaster and Bradford in the UK. Ann Arbor and Los Angeles. Krasnodar in the Russian Republic. Olympia and Pleasant Hill in the US. Yangon, where did we say that was, Mike? Myanmar.
Which one? Yangon?
Yangon.
Because I don't know Yangon or the one above. Both of them are fucking new to me.
That's Trinidad and Tobago, isn't it?
It is,
Changunas. Bullhead City, I like that one, in the US. Kharkiv in the Ukraine. Don't you go getting out with our Russian listener. Freiburg in Breisgau in Germany. Chihuahua City in Mexico. Lambeth and Cardiff in the UK. Yakima, Loa Puente, Ashburn in the US. Yuncos in Spain. Council Bluffs in the US. Madrid in Spain. London in the UK. Paris. Ugh.
Gay Paddy.
Yeah, something like that. Couldn't pay me to go to fucking Paris.
No, I've been told it smells.
Yeah, any time I'm going to Paris is when I'm leading a column of tanks. And I've got a sword and I'm in top of the tank and I'm like, drive me closer, I want to hit them with my sword. Sydney in Australia, Guadalajara, Spain, Frankfurt am Main and Falkenstein in Germany, Chicago in the US, and Etobicoke, I think that's how you say it, in Canada. Correct me. Send me the phonetic spelling of your place and I'll try and pronounce it properly.
There or thereabouts.
A boot. Yeah, an uncle fucker.
I fucked your uncle.
The Canadian government has apologised to Bryan Adams on many occasions.
That's the only musical I've ever watched.
That's the only one you ever need to see, to be fair.
It is, it really is.
Donkey raping shit eater.
Now, the Ark of the Covenant. The question of what has happened to the Ark of the Covenant has fascinated theologians and archaeologists for centuries. It's hard to imagine a more compellingly mysterious object than the Ark, a box that was supposedly built according to God's own instructions. For the Israelites, it was the ultimate holy vessel, God's box.
Come on. Oh, the Israelites.
All right.
Come on. Oh, too much marijuana, lads. Allegedly. The Israelites.
Yeah, the Israelites.
So that's what the song was about.
Yeah.
And they
I'd actually forgotten about that song until
I don't know what song you're on about, sorry.
You've never... Get up in the morning, saving for breast, so that every mouth can be fed.
Never heard it in my life.
Oh, the Israelites.
Is it a reggae song?
Yes, it is a reggae
No,
song.
I would explain
But
why.
it was repurposed for an extremely famous advert in our youth.
Butter.
Vitalite.
Ah, Vital. That's it. That's what I know it for.
Oh,
Vitalite.
But the original
Ah, I
is
never heard the
about
original.
the Israelites.
I never heard it.
And I never knew. So now I know it's some ancient. So who are they? The Israelites.
Well, they're the Jewish people.
Yeah.
That tracks Israel.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm getting past this mind.
And let's not get into the modern politics of Israel.
No, this is ancient.
It's
so
ancient Israel.
we go
Israel's not a thing at this point.
This point, where are we?
We are we're in the Sinai Desert at this point.
No, time-wise.
Bible
AD.
times, BC, God knows, I wouldn't
Before
like to say.
Christ.
Not long after the pyramids, isn't it? Because they all flee when they build the pyramids.
So this is how long? 10,000?
Oh, no.
No,
2000
2,000 years
2000
2000 BC.
Over
maybe.
2,000 years ago
ago.
now.
Fuck me. Right, that's how old this motherfucking thing is. So the Israelites, 2,000 years ago.
Over 2,000 years
That
ago.
was a very interesting choice of reggae subject for a song then, wasn't it?
It
in the
really
80s?
was, yeah.
I'll send you a link later. You love reggae.
No, I don't like reggae, you know
Oh, it's
this.
historical. You like that?
I don't care.
Eh,
It's the worst type of music apart from jazz.
I've just sent it.
That's for fun, I haven't got to listen to it.
Right, sorry, I'm derailing.
No, the-
God's own instructions. For
God's own box.
Why do you say it like that?
For the Israelites, it was the ultimate holy vessel. But having featured prominently in the Bible throughout the 5 books of Moses, the Ark disappears from the biblical narrative after the books of Chronicles, and its fate is left infuriatingly ambiguous.
So they actually talk about it in the proper Bible.
Yeah.
In what does it say? The 5 books of Moses. God, there's a lot of books to the Bible, isn't there?
Oh, fuck. All the books that didn't make it in because it didn't fit the message.
Right, yeah. Well,
In the book...
that's very modern.
Yeah. Yeah, they had cancel culture back then too, mate. I mean, apparently there's a Gospel of Judas.
Oh yeah, I know. They had cancel culture back then. It cut your fucking head off.
Yeah. How little things change.
Yeah.
Now, in the book of Exodus being the Israelites' flight from Egypt, you know, the whole part in the Red Sea doing a runner,
Right.
40 years, isn't it? in the
40
desert?
years wandering around in the Sinai Desert, when if you go on Google Maps it should be no more than a couple of weeks. It's a fairly straightforward route, really. Don't know why they were wandering around for 40 years, but they
Mate,
were...
Some people get lost in Tesco. You
What-
know what I mean?
What they were doing was wandering around and building up their military strength, ironically, because they thought, well, we're going to fuck people over rather than getting fucked over.
Well,
So, a lot of breeding going on.
It's changed, is it?
I've had
Yeah.
all that I can stand, and I can stand
Yeah.
no more.
A lot of breeding going on, getting their numbers up, things like that.
All good fun.
Yep. In the book of Exodus, the ark is constructed by skilled workers using acacia wood and gold. The instructions for the construction of the ark given to Moses by God were quite particular. I'm going to quote the book of Exodus, chapter 25, verses 10 to 11. Have them make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. Overlay it with pure gold, both inside and out, and make a gold moulding around it. And if you are wondering what a cubit is, 2.5 cubits is 3.75 feet or 1.1 meters. 1.5 cubits is 2.25 feet or 0.7 meters, and 1.5 cubits high is 2.25 feet. So, the construction of the ark and the tabernacle, the portable shrine in which it will be reside, was entrusted to a man named Bezalel. According to Exodus chapter 31, verses 3 to 5, God filled Bezalel with the Spirit of God, with wisdom and understanding, with knowledge and with all kinds of skills, to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of crafts.
You'd be a bit annoyed if you were...
A carpenter.
Yeah, and...
Just say, hey, Bezalel's just been given the gift of construction and all knowledge of all crafts by
I've worked
God.
30 years.
I've been a carpenter for 30 years.
Didn't they know how to smelt gold back then?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually surprised they had this much gold, in all fairness. What happened? So Moses goes up Mount Sinai, right? Has a vision from God. The burning bush, do you remember that? Yeah.
Which may have been marijuana
May
or
well
ayahuasca.
have been marijuana or ayahuasca. Comes back down with the list of commandments. Comes back down, finds out that because he's been gone for quite a while, possibly an alien abduction, but let's not get into that.
And what I like is, for him to say, thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's wife, there must have been a lot of wife coveting going on. It must have been rife. Everyone must have been banging everyone's bird left, right and centre. And he was like, nope, there needs to be a commandment.
Well, when he came back down originally with the list of commandments, because he'd been gone for so long, they were like, right, well, Moses is gone, God must have forsaken us, we need something new to worship.
The golden calf.
The golden calf. So they melt down all the gold, start prancing around this golden calf, having orgies, etc., etc., debauchery, booze.
And that's why.
Moses gets quite annoyed, throws the fucking commandments down, breaks them, goes back up the mountain, comes back down with some more commandments, a more complete list.
Didn't they sacrifice children as well?
They may well have done. There was definitely all kinds of shit going on.
Fuck them, we don't want kids, we're orgying.
But then again, they'd also want the kids because they're trying to build their numbers up.
See, that's what I reckon that the elites now, they still worship
That ancient.
The golden
I've always
calf.
said this.
Molech, innit?
Yeah, I've said this on here before. Look, my theory is, and I know it's not very in-depth or complete, is there is some sort of ancient religion, ancient thing to worship that the Muggles will never ever be truly privy to. We get little glimpses and whistleblowers here and there, but you have to be in the elite of the elite, and they've got their own church, their own thing, and it ain't what it's going to be so far off centre from what we've been told is the thing, God and the church and Jesus and all that. Like you said, Mike, it'll be Molech and some golden calf, some alien possibly. It'll be some. That is what I maintain. That's where all the sacrifice of weird shit comes from. Sodomy and fucking all the rest of it.
You know what, I can go with it because I just remember that Christianity is an amalgamation of
Love,
20,
ancient,
those bloody
20 gods
those
rolled
bloody
into
sodomites.
It's
one.
like Marvel Comics redoing. We retell the origin of Spider-Man every 20 years to a new generation. We jazz it up and retell it in a modern setting, but it's exactly the same fucking story with the same.
Just different
No
dude.
fucking different. I know it's a simplification, but that works for me mentally. It's
like-
literally that. innit? I watched the documentary about it. It blew my mind when I watched it in my 20s. I think it was. What is it? Is it Loose Change or something like that? One of them. No, Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
And it takes you back and shows you the ancient
Yep.
sun worshippers, and then on from there, and it's the same
Mithras.
story of the.
Mithras, Osiris.
Yeah, and it's just recycled. I'm like,
the
oh
vir-
fuck, it's
the-
Marvel
yeah.
Comics.
The virgin birth, the 12 disciples, the dying and rising again.
Yeah.
All very popular themes in religions around the Mediterranean.
It's almost as if it's tried and tested, proven and works. So that's
Yeah.
the one for the masses. That's the one for the Muggles. Heroin, religion
Yeah.
is heroin for the masses. Whoever said that?
Napoleon, I believe.
Opium.
No, opiate of the masses.
But that's what it was designed to do, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And to generate
Control.
cash.
Control. isn't it?
Generate cash and control.
And money, and like you pay us for forgiveness of your sins and blah blah blah.
I personally think it's the wrong way round. I don't think they're worshipping God. I think they're worshipping the evil.
Yeah.
It's definitely something.
Of course
that,
they are. You've seen the fucking Pope's residence. It's a snakehead fucking throne room.
It's something
What's
ancient.
with all the snakes?
It's something ancient and weird that would definitely turn the stomachs of regular people if it were ever to be truly
Yeah.
exposed.
Yes.
Like, why didn't Alex Jones filming what he filmed? Because why is that still just people like us that talk? Why didn't that go absolutely worldwide, insane, mainstream, everything, like every night, every news station, every paper? You know why.
Because all,
I know why.
all the guys that own the media
Yeah,
were
but
fucking there.
But if that went as viral,
Yeah,
like if it went as like mainstream as
Was
any
so
as like
controlled.
a celebrity scandal, like people would just be like,
Why are
They
they...
know how to play us, mate, like a fucking fiddle,
it's
mate.
insane, isn't it?
So yeah, there's a potential that the elites are sacrificing people at Bohemian Grove, but no one seems to give a shit.
Fucking crazy, wasn't it, when that came out?
It's mad. And they ever went anywhere.
That's what really got me into. Do you know what? How I love how this happened. So it's almost 20 years ago in Hereford. So I'd got that job driving for that company, the one I worked for 12 years. And in Hereford, there was a building, it was a derelict pub, and on the side of the pub, written massive, like the whole side of it in graffiti, somebody had put Infowars.com. I had no idea what it was. I knew who Alex Jones was, I think, through, I don't know if I did, I'm not really sure. But anyway, I just think, what the fuck's that? And so I just typed it in on my phone one day when I was bored, and was like, and that took me into the world of one Alex Jones.
Patron saint of the show, one of the patron saints
and I
of the
can
show.
remember, it's mad thinking back, I didn't know how, like, I didn't fully, know who he was or anything. I used to listen to it in the bath, like, in my very early 20s, just thinking, like, he was, like, fully legit, the man, like, do you know what I mean? Thinking, like, holy fuck, like, but yeah, that led me to be even go. The first time I ever watched, because you can't, that footage is undeniable, like, he genuinely sneaks in with old school 90s cameras.
Yeah,
And he's
only
freaked
young
out.
then, isn't he?
And the fact that you can hear it, he is freaked out at what he is seeing.
Well, it's a ritual.
Imagines the balls on
Cremation
him.
of care, isn't
No
it?
matter what anyone says about Alex Jones, whatever he did in the rest of his career, he became a parody of himself, whatever. But I don't care. The fact that he did that, he should always be remembered, and like, because people had talked about it, I think, and it had always been like rumoured, but like, he was the first to fucking sneak in there, and he didn't sneak in it, didn't he? Just go in, didn't he blag it?
He blagged
Did
the
he
woods,
dress up
didn't he?
like one of them and just blag
Got
it?
through the woods, I'm sure he did. Because he
There was
went in
something
with
about,
He's
didn't
a
they
British
ban
guy,
him
he
the
went
first
in with
time?
John Ronson,
Because they tried to go down, John Ronson they tried to go down a stream, didn't they, or
something like that.
and through the woods, but I'm sure in the end they ended up just walking in, like, playing it cool, like, do, one of you.
I can't remember. I do remember
maybe a bit
seeing
of
someone
both.
sneaking through the woods.
The woods were definitely involved. But yeah, and like, they were there, and I just think no matter what anyone says about him, the fact that he managed that, we all need to be like, come on.
Totally.
Because we'd have had, it would all have been, because if anyone would have told you that, without any video proof, you'd be like, fuck off. Alright.
He's literally got like a 90s Thai camera, hasn't he? It's like a really iffy camera because the quality is terrible,
I
isn't
think they
it?
hiding it in a bag.
Yeah,
something
It would have
like
been
that,
massive.
yeah.
It would have been giant for the time.
'Cause it's
Because
bad-
there's footage of them in the hotel. I haven't watched it for years, but if you watch the whole thing, like, they're in the hotel, stressing about it beforehand for it, and they purposely go and buy like what they call preppy, like what would a high level accounts manager wear on, casual, you know what I mean, like trying to dress the part, like, but not too, turn up in a pimp suit. But anyway, the point is worshipping owls.
Well, you're worshipping something. That whole thing is a ritual.
That was connected to because we were on about the golden calf, weren't we?
That's right.
Which is that still there or no?
No, they melted it down. I presume they melted it down to make the fucking gold to put over the fucking Ark of the Covenant.
It's everywhere now.
It got spread around the world.
Well, look at all the statue of bulls everywhere.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, the image of it, like that.
You got the one outside the stock exchange. You got one in Birmingham, the bull ring.
Yeah, that was a cattle market though, wasn't it?
Well, I know, yeah, but
it's still a big. Somebody chose to make
it's just convenient that
the
it,
big and gold, didn't they?
Oh, this is to represent the cattle we're here for the cattle market, not the ancient god that we.
I think the symbol.
Right,
we
it's one of the
worship.
biggest commercial retail centres
If I
in the country.
remember my ancient gods correctly, I think the bull is Mithras, or is one of the symbols of Mithras.
Yeah, well, I think I think
The rest
it's
of
Molech, isn't it?
Mantar.
I think it's Molech now. That's what it symbolises
that's-
for me.
And
Anyway,
it all feeds off each other, doesn't it? So I mean, you go back far enough, probably.
Well,
We're looking at a picture of it. You can go and check one out. Listen, it looks fucking lovely.
that's a replica, isn't
That's a
it?
replica,
'Cause we
yeah.
don't know where the original
it
is.
definitely is a
I
guesstimate.
I think I know where the replica is, and I'll tell you later on.
Where the replica is, or the original.
The original is. Upon its completion, the Ark was carried using 2 poles. Not Polish people, 2 wooden poles made of acacia wood.
That's for all our middle class listeners.
It's very gold, isn't it?
It's covered in gold inside and out.
How did they get all that gold?
I presume they melted down the bull.
And then, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, but where did they get all the gold for the bull? Was there a
Yes,
rich
I mean,
vein?
they wondered about the desert.
I
before,
guess
didn't
it's everything they've been fucking carrying with them. So rings, earrings, any bit of gold you've got, throw it in.
I the Nazis haven't stolen it by this point.
No, there's no Nazis at this point.
Not unless they went back in time.
Yeah.
Well, there's a story.
Now, it was carried by two poles using also fashioned from acacia wood and gold into the tabernacle's inner sanctuary, the Holy of Holies, where it was placed beneath a gold lid known as the caperet or mercy seat. Atop the mercy seat, two golden cherubim figures were positioned as instructed by God. To quote God, from Exodus 25 verse 20, the cherubim are to have their wings spread upward, overshadowing the cover with them. The cherubim are to face each other, looking toward the cover. It is suggested the wings of the two cherubim form a space through which Yahweh, who is God, God's name, would communicate. And cherubim being the messengers of God, that might make sense. That's their role in the angelic host. Cherubim.
They're not facing each other.
They are.
There's the wings are facing forwards.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So they're looking at each other. And
Okay.
they
That's
would
weird.
apparently could commune with God. He would appear in that space, much like Palpatine appeared to Darth Vader. I'm guessing.
I was thinking more Sinbad.
Oh,
When
maybe.
that face appears.
Yeah, well,
That goat sort of face.
yeah. Wouldn't that
It's
be?
going to be beyond our imagination.
Yeah. Finally, tablets engraved with the Ten Commandments were placed inside the ark, beneath the outstretched wings of the cherubim, and the ark was covered was by a veil.
Well,
I've heard a thing today. I was watching some stuff on this, and it said that the people carrying the ark weren't touching the ground. The ark levitated them about 6 inches above the ground.
Did they get cancer?
Not mentioned just yet,
Right.
but that will come into it.
Because, you know,
it's a good job they only put the 10 Commandments in, not the 600 that there is. That would have weighed a fucking ton.
they on the tablets. Jesus Christ, how many tablets would that take up? What, is there 600?
He was busy boy, Moses.
Why is there 600? Obviously I know because I'm a Christian, I'm just telling you. Why is there 600?
Because there are 600 odd
What?
commandments.
They just picked the best 10.
So it's the top 10.
I've
top
probably
10.
broke 400.
Top 10 pop pickers.
Since
Here's a 10.
Thou shalt not masturbate a monkey. In 9.
The thing is, I reckon the first 10, let's say Moses goes up and God says, okay, here's the 10 laws. He comes back down, he sees everything's gone to shit. He goes back up, he's like, right, what can we do now? So, no wearing mixed fabrics, no eating fish on a Friday, no fucking your wife, no fucking your mate's wife. You know, shit. I bet no child sacrifice, and we're definitely and no fucking dragging your feet through Tesco's when you've got a trolley in the middle of the aisle, so people can't get round you while you just gaze off into space.
I agree. I hate that, trying to overtake someone in the aisle.
Oh,
Dawdling.
usually some fucking pensioner has
Some
gone in there
mad
to
fucker.
kill time before they die.
But I mean, if the whole goal is to get into heaven as a Christian, you've got to abide by
Which I do.
the 600 commandments.
Which I do.
How many fucking people are going to be up there?
Me.
It's going to be you and a blind nun from Argentina, and that's it. Have fun.
Yeah, well, Cliff Richard didn't get up there because he's a nonce.
That's the laws. Stop. No, he's not. No, he's not. I watched that Thunderbirds
You
movie.
better say
the other
allegedly
day.
there,
He was
mate.
in that.
Allegedly.
He was in that.
Well, the child actors in that
Puppet.
movie.
No, it's just puppets. No one got touched.
Oh, he is in that, isn't he?
Yeah, the shadows do a little number.
There
in the
is, you're
dream
right.
sequence.
Fucking hell, I forgot about
And they
that.
sing a really creepy song about, like, if you take your love away, Mars will go to war. I tried to remember the lyrics. Mars will go to war, the man in the moon will shoot you. If you take your love away, baby. I'm like, well, that's very threatening. But it was all sung in a very nice, Mars will go to war, the man in the moon will shoot you. But yeah, it was this Cliff and the Shadows. In the
Was in
Thunderbirds
that? You're
movie.
right, I
Yes,
forgot
I am.
about that.
And there was nothing ever found on him, and you will retract your statement.
All I'm going to
legal
say
and moral
is
reasons.
alleged. And that's
Nothing was ever found.
because he was the last one that they went to and he had
On
time to
Cliff.
get rid of everything.
Or he was just an innocent gay. Because he's definitely one of them,
You better say allegedly on that.
allegedly. But He's definitely allegedly one of them.
Well,
Why are we on about Cliff and the Shadow?
well, I said it. You know,
You said he's a nonce. He's not! That's wrong of you.
I love your cognitive
Sir Cliff, Ben,
He
as
wa-
mayor,
yeah,
you
he
should
was-
respect the hierarchy.
Gaz, there was Sir Jimmy Savile, mate.
I take your point. There was also, what's Andrew's title?
Duke of York.
The Grand Old Duke of York.
Yeah, he had 10,000 kids.
He touched 2,000 kids.
Oh. They just took his picture down, haven't they, at this pub,
Have
the
they?
Duke of York in London. It's always had the picture of the Duke up, and
Well,
they're
there's
finally taking it
There's
down.
got to be more famous dukes than him. Well, maybe not, but like less noncy ones.
You would think so, but then again, who's
Well,
to say?
The street next to me is called Prince Andrew Drive, isn't
No, it's called Prince Andrew's Close.
it?
I hope not. Oh, that'll make it brilliant. If you want to go viral, just take a selfie next to it, Prince Andrew Close, and then put as the tagline, I hope not.
No.
No, so there was no nonsense involved in the creation of the Ark of the Covenant.
There may have been some going on before the Ark was created, you know.
That's by the by, it's now to do with the
Well-
creation of this godly thing.
Well, the Ark plays a significant role in the biblical stories of the Exodus from Egypt and the conquest of Canaan. In both cases, the Ark is used as a tool to defeat the enemy. In Exodus, the Ark is carried into battle by the Levites, the tribe of Israel,
Right.
and its presence causes the Egyptian army to flee. Maybe they opened it up. They opened it up and all closed their eyes.
Maybe direct
Maybe.
energy beams came launching from it.
Possibly.
Nuclear powered energy beams of destruction.
Yeah.
Just a guess.
Or alien technology.
That's what I mean. That
Yeah.
any alien technology that fires nuclear death beams. Imagine concentrated beams of nuclear, like laser, like
Yeah, man.
whatever the fuck that
Just
could be.
incinerates people.
Yeah, just absolutely eviscerates anything it touches. Boom.
It would be fucking sweet, wouldn't it?
With minimal radiation damage to the atmosphere because it's just, a brief.
My favourite one is the Book of Joshua. Which you'll know, of course, Gaz, being the Christian that you are.
Yes.
Doesn't he have a tree?
No, that's the U2 album.
Bono, God.
He thinks he is.
Yeah, that's the difference between God and Bono, is that God doesn't go around telling everyone that he's Bono.
Remind me about Joshua.
The Book of Joshua. Well, Joshua is the king of the Israelites, and
Of course.
he's conquesting Canaan, and he's besieging the city of Jericho. And Chris Jericho. The walls of Jericho is actually where
I
his
know.
finishing move comes from.
Because there was an album named after the walls of Jericho. He saw the name of the album and took inspiration thusly.
Yeah.
And thus the world goes round and round and round, and that's the proof of the existence of nothing.
Well, the original walls of Jericho were quite strong. It's a major port city, Jericho.
He did finish a few people
He
off
did.
with the walls of
With
Jericho.
wasn't it just basically a Boston crab?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are we in the world?
We're in the Middle East.
Middle East.
They built the walls of Jericho to protect the Ark of the Covenant.
No, the Israelites want to conquer Jericho because it's a big
Right.
port city, nice massive walls, nice place to live.
Yeah, we fancy that.
But it's going to cost them a lot of guys, and they've already fought battles to get to this point, and you don't want to. Sieges go on forever, then you have disease because you've got a large number of people sat in one place. You've got to build stuff. It's a pain in the ass. You've got to wait for them to run out of food, or you storm the place.
They should
It
have
costs
just
a lot of lives.
wielded a big horse, shouldn't they?
That's what they should have done. This predates Troy, to be fair.
does it?
Would it predate Troy? I wouldn't like to say. Good question. They should have just built a massive ark and put everyone in that and left it outside the gate. But what they did in this scenario is they paraded the ark around the city walls, blowing trumpets. And on the seventh day, the walls of Jericho collapsed. Divine intervention.
Radio poisoning.
The ark is also mentioned in the story of Samuel when God uses it to reveal his will to Eli, and in the book of Kings when the ark is captured by the Philistines, it is returned to Israel because it scares the shit out of them. Possibly because they open it up. And they're like, whoa, we don't want any part of that. You can have that back.
Just imagine if it is just some sort of alien energy weapon.
Why give it back?
Because it scared the fuck out of them. These are they're like, you can have that. We don't want that.
We could conquer the world with it.
Maybe they didn't know how to use it.
Maybe they didn't know how to use it, or because
complex,
remember that the Ten Commandments aren't just the Ten Commandments; they are the covenant between God and the Jewish people. They, as long as they obey those commandments, they shall be chosen of God. They are God's favourite people. Don't ask them where he was during the Holocaust.
I wish I was a Jew.
Well, you could become one.
Can I?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to have your foreskin off.
Oh, whoa.
Oi! See, you're getting it already. Oi!
Oh.
Speaking Yiddish before you know it.
You'd have to study the Talmud, which is their version of the Bible.
Forget all that. I could do all that.
Under the guidance of a rabbi. You will then go to the synagogue and you will read the scripture in Yiddish or whatever they call it. I can't remember. Or Hebrew. We'll call it Hebrew. And if you do that and you pass a test, basically,
And become one of God's favourite people.
you become one of God's favourite tribes. Yes.
Now listen, I know you'll laugh at me. If I put my mind to it, I think I proved to myself recently I could do things. If I put my mind to it, I could pass those things.
You could.
Over time, maybe.
Might take. I think
However,
it usually takes a couple of years.
Why have I got to lose my foreskin?
It's just to show you one of the boys.
I don't want to be one of God's chosen people.
Well, you nip the tip. That's all you...
Nope.
Do you remember that Robin Hood Men in Tights and you got it's Mel Brooks playing the Rabbi Tuck and he's got the little guillotine and he's like, oh, who wants to convert? And they're like, well, okay, yeah, I'll convert. Okay, you're going to put your little pecker in here and nip the tip. And they're all like, nah, you're okay.
Will any of the other religions offer me the option of being one of God's favourite people?
Well, I think every religion offers you that, Gaz, in all fairness.
Well, I'll just stick with the one I've got then.
You know, I think every religion likes to think that they are the one.
I'll keep my foreskin. I'll just look after it, keep it clean. That's the key. Yeah, carry on with the Christian. But didn't my God come from the Jewish God, though?
It's the same God.
Same one, that's right then. So, don't come back now, Bath. You haven't got to. Same God, it's fine. Just let me
He
in.
just really doesn't like knob cheese.
What if?
Well, some might say it's more hygienic.
You don't get many blonde or ginger Jews, do you? So I was thinking I could grow the sideburn things, get the clothes.
That's your ultra orthodox. Not everybody does that.
No.
You haven't got to do that.
And whenever I notice them, it's always because they've all just come out of the same school at the same time. It's not like, very rarely do I see one of them out and about. It's just on my travels. I'll notice one and be like, oh fuck, there's a few of them. It's because they've all just come out of a school or something.
Synagogue, yeah.
Yeah, like...
You know, I do
see them.
I do love the big fur hats, though.
I don't know if
the big round ones. They're
I've seen
fantastic.
lots of it's like a costume. It's like they've got the same hat, the same overcoat, and the
little yarmulkes. You have to wear one of them.
and the curly things. And I think that's
And
cool.
the black cube.
That's
When you go to
underneath
temple, you have to have the yarmulke, and you also have. I'm not sure if it's one or two. My memory of Judaism is a little hazy, but you have a little black cube on your forehead.
Is that conspiracy because people worship the black cube?
The black cube of Saturn.
Well, there's a lot of conspiracy with the black cube, but it does contain in this
We did an
scenario.
episode on it. Check it out.
Yeah, in this scenario, it does contain scriptures from the Talmud.
Right.
The Holy Cross.
Folds up
Fold
into
it
a
up
cube.
into a cube. Mecca. What do they walk around?
Black cube.
Black cube.
But,
You seen it?
No.
You've never seen it?
Oh, they all just walk around aimlessly for
Yeah,
ages.
there's like
Yeah,
hundreds
I've
of
seen that.
people going around this cube.
I did watch a YouTube on the
Yeah.
Black Cube, so that rings a bell definitely. That's their little mecca. Well, look, there's ancient things we don't understand,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm telling you. How the fuck could we? This is 2,000 years ago, no one's around to tell us. We can try and interpret those.
Well, we have a famous book from that time, don't we?
Which one?
The Bible.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, but that's been fucking rewritten.
Well, that's it.
Rewritten, translated, retranslated, usually translated by people who didn't know the original language that well.
We've got the Dead Sea Scrolls.
But this my point. My same thing though. My point is, and I get there's very clever people who work it out through like extreme study of what the oldest things are and everything. They work out and they do their best to translate those things. But it is still kind of guesswork, and even the greatest people that are...
Well, it drove Isaac Newton mad, pretty much, didn't it?
Like the
He
greatest
studied more
minds
on the
of
Bible
planet.
than he did anything else.
I
Trying to
definitely
figure out
believe there
the
are
secrets
things.
of it.
There have got to be things way beyond our. How the fuck can we possibly know what happened 2,000 years ago, or comprehend? You know, they would look at the wild, mad things that happen in our lifetime, right? So think about 2,000 years ago, there were wild, mad, crazy things happening because they were humans, and there may also have been aliens, and this may have been like. Maybe the aliens fucked off for some reason. Somebody managed to just they left behind one of their fucking plasma blasters. Get it in a box. Shit. Don't touch it. Your hands melt after a while. You get fucking everyone dies. Get it in a fucking box. And maybe when you parade it around the walls of a city, directing it somehow, maybe they secrets.
The radiation weaken the concrete.
Yeah, maybe they've got
Well,
ways
not
of directing
concrete,
it.
stones.
Maybe they've been told they have that knowledge of if you manipulate it in a certain way, you could direct the energy out to the left, like, you know, and walk around the walls that way. And
Maybe the two wings are a bit of a fucking switch, you know?
oh yeah, you could.
So if you turn them,
aim them.
yeah. So when they're
Like
sat
a
together
beam.
touching, it's off.
Yeah.
And
Like
when
a
you
beam.
open them up, it's on.
And you can widen it and shorten it and make
Yeah.
it more powerful, less button. Maybe they went round. I don't think it's not beyond my realms of believability, to be perfectly honest. It's 2,000 years ago, how the fuck would we know?
If you're going to tell me that it's I suppose my own thing is, if you tell me it's maybe an alien weapon of some description, then I'll probably be like, yeah, all right, maybe. If you tell me that it's God,
I don't think it's
I'm
from
less
God.
inclined to believe that.
I don't think
because-
it's from God. Or it's an ancient relic. This is another theory that I've sort of half-baked listened to, like, of it being some sort of ancient power device of just generating, say, even nuclear energy, and like, but no one knows how to implement it, or, you know, so it's in the box, but, you know, if you open the box, then,
Yeah, face melts.
you're fucked by it, basically. So it's just going to be kept in this box because we don't know what the fuck to do with it, but maybe it was created by an incredibly intelligent man, human man. I don't think it's godly. I don't think it's been given that because it's so powerful. People, that's a human nature in it. To like,
Well, but that was the
bestow
explanation.
it with,
The explanation for anything over 2,000 years ago, anything weird, was that's God.
yeah, bestow it on credit it to God. But I think it might be some alien shit or some ancient civilization had technology way beyond what we can even comprehend now. But they were fucking way beyond our.
Atlantis.
Yeah, anything like that. It could be absolutely wiped from beyond. We'd never know. This takes us on to Graham. And what's interesting, you know, Mr. Hancock, Graham Hancock, do you know what led him down this mad path, what he's become?
No,
He never meant to do. He was just your regular journalist. He went to Ethiopia writing a story for a proper newspaper about people who claim to be guarding the Ark of the Covenant who've got sick.
Mm-hmm. I know
And
that.
it just changed his entire life and led him down this mad. And what I love about Graham Hancock is he hasn't done all this from his armchair in London.
No.
He's actually travelled.
He
goes to these fucking
yeah.
places, talks to these local people, and like collates all these.
Goes diving off the coast, doesn't he?
Yeah,
These
he's been
cities
down
and-
there, literally in the ocean, looking at the. So you can't. The people who fault him, I have to question you. Why?
I just want to throw a quick hypothesis out there.
Yeah.
The fact that it's covered in gold. Who liked gold? Which aliens like gold?
Oh, the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki. They seem quite insistent that it's covered in gold. Just throwing that out there. Is it something left over from the Anunnaki who, if we're talking
Well, that's
ancient
anyway.
Egypt, probably not that long ago after they fucked off.
The only way it stops you melting your face off.
Yeah. Contains the whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe the Anunnaki. So what happened to it? The Ark is only fleetingly mentioned in the Old Testament after Book 2 of Chronicles, chapter 35, verse 3, in which King Uzziah orders its return to the Temple of Solomon, quoting him, "Put the Holy Ark in the Temple with my Solomon. It is not to be carried around on your shoulders." The narrative suggests the Ark was kept in the Temple of Solomon until the Babylonians conquered Jerusalem in 586 BC. So it's still 586, actually technically 590 years before the birth of Christ.
Jesus.
Remember, Christ was born in 4 BC.
Oh, was he?
So it's actually
BC is given,
582
Yeah.
that they fucked the calendar up, basically. During the invasion, the temple was looted and destroyed, and the Ark's whereabouts have been the subject of excitable speculation ever since. So where is it? There are many theories about what happened to it. Some believe it was captured by the Babylonians and taken back to Babylon, which I believe is in modern-day Iraq. Others propose it was hidden away before the Babylonians arrived, and it's still hidden somewhere in Jerusalem. And there are a lot of tunnels on Temple Mount underneath the ground, because the Dome of the Rock now sits up on the land of the Holy Jewish Temple. No one's allowed to go and dig, because you've got one of the most priceless things in Islam sat there.
I know I'm a stoner, but it's just dawned on me that that's why like Jamaicans call the police the Babylon, isn't it?
Why?
Oh, they're evil.
Oh,
You never heard that? They call them the Babylon.
but I wouldn't have...
But it's got to be to do because they're quite Christian, aren't they?
Mm.
It's got to be something.
The
to do with-
Rastafarians, aren't they?
Yeah, but it all comes from all that other stuff, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm just guessing where they must have got that from somewhere. The Babylon.
Well, if anyone found it, if it was hidden in Jerusalem, it probably would have been the Knights Templar.
Because they were fucking sick.
Well, the reason they're called the Knights Templar is because their base was on Temple Mount.
Right.
And they spent a lot of time digging under Temple Mount, because they certainly found something down there, because they became very wealthy and powerful pretty much overnight.
But they were also awesome at killing people.
They were very good at killing people.
And they had awesome armour, didn't they?
They did have pretty sweet armour.
Did
Won't deny it to you.
Did they have awesome, sweet armour to protect them from the radiation of the Ark of the Covenant,
Well,
which led them into battle to conquer the world?
they didn't use it in
'Cause
battle.
didn't they lead the Crusades as well? Oh, they respected it too much to use it in
No,
battle.
they probably sold it to the Pope.
Oh, that tracks. Okay.
So there is the chance it may be buried in the Vatican archives.
So they
Yeah,
chose.
Del Boy the Pope, isn't he?
So they
Oh, the Covenant, mate, I got 3 of them.
Oh, we thought it was worth this much. Nah, mate. Nah, I've had 3 of them before. Here, 500.
And that's me doing you a favour.
Yeah. I'm helping you out. Right? Oh, what are we going to do, lads? Oh, we might as well go and... Should go and conquer the Saracen.
Well, first of all, they said to a massive chain of castles and banking houses. They were the first modern bankers.
But they were also kick-ass, like
Well,
SAS
what you-
combat warrior level beasts, weren't they? Or
They
was that
were.
just-
They weren't
was that
allowed to
just
retreat.
Racist British people's
No,
fantasy?
no. Well, remember, the majority of Templars were
'Cause
French.
I'm going to admit to a secret guilty pleasure of mine is I like looking at artwork online that people have done of it's complete fantasy, but like, you know, the complete ultimate badass crusader with like insane armour and like, it stirs something in me.
What? The desire to conquer the Middle East?
Who dares battle the Saracen? Me, you fucking cunt, a Millwall!
I want to break this to you gently, but a lot of the Templars were French. Although they did have chapter houses all over Europe, there were English Templars.
Well,
but
we
to, remember,
trained
to
them.
join the Templars, you had to give away all your shit to them. So if you're a knight
Right.
and you're fairly wealthy, you know
You
what?
had to be wealthy to have the armour, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, they used to issue. They would issue it out as well. They were the wealthiest organisation in Europe before they fell. The only reason they fell is because the French king owed them a shit ton of money he couldn't pay back.
Were we the British CIA of the time?
We had a very good spy network in the Middle Ages, if that's what you mean.
Also, we were badass. Because that's the image. I want to be one of them ones on the front lines, educating, you know. What do they call
Converting.
it? Crusading. Educating. Crusading. It's a fine line. I want the baddest, most sickest, insane armour you can imagine.
Right.
As part of my armour will have white cloth over the top of it with the red.
Templar cross.
Yeah, of course it fucking will. Right?
Yeah.
Shield might have the Templar cross on it too. Insane helmet just will put fear of God into anyone that looks upon it.
And just use your face.
Motherfucker.
Oh, you walked into that.
I'm describing my dream armour to you. You didn't know this side of me that I'm into armour.
You're into medieval armour. I'm
Yeah.
intrigued,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
How big's your codpiece?
I don't want it ridiculous. I don't want people laughing at me saying, "Oh, look at him. He's insecure because he's got a giant cod piece." That's not the helmets. I want people to look at the helmet and go, "Fucking hell, it's the demon from hell." But it's the Templar, British demon, English demon, who's coming to educate you. I slipped back into my past life. I'm so sorry.
Well, the issue I have with your fantasy, which is a good fantasy,
Oh, yeah.
but let's just bring it back down to a reality level. You're lost.
Right. Yeah.
There's a reason why the Middle East is not Christian
Yeah,
anymore.
because it was hot and
The
sandy.
Templars were wiped out by the French.
Hot and sandy.
That's one of the reasons they lost.
Yeah.
They set up camp. The entire Crusader army set up camp in a place with no water.
But I bet on the way there we had a laugh.
Well, Richard III did quite well.
He came back, didn't
Richard I, sorry, the Lionheart
Yeah,
did pretty well.
I've seen Robin Hood, so I know this. He went off, didn't he? But he
did.
made it back for the wedding.
He made it back for the wedding.
See?
You're right.
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't come back. He didn't like England. He basically got kinged, and then was like, right, I'm off on crusade. See you later. And that was
back.
he spent I think he spent like days in England. He spent like fucking 27 years away from it or something daft like that.
Well, travel was
12
slow then,
years.
wasn't it?
It took a long time to get
If we're being
there.
honest, to get to the other side of the world and back, probably 27 years is about. Yeah.
You're probably looking at a good sort of 6 weeks to 12 weeks to get to the Med, depending on the winds to get there, because you're gonna sail round, aren't you? Go through the Med,
Oh, boats.
or or like the First Crusade when you just march there. So say the crusade starts off somewhere, and as it marches along, people like you they'll be like, "Come and join the crusade. God will forgive you all your sins if you come and conquer the Holy Land with us." So what you do is go, "Yeah, all right, I'll do that." But the thing is, because you're not a knight, they're just gonna go, "Here's a sharp stick, mate."
But I would like to be a knight in the fantasy. If that's
In the
okay.
fantasy, yeah.
With the best horse.
It would gather
Like
up.
a Mustang of a horse.
Are you subscribed to Oak Studio on YouTube?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like a sci-fi thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sci-fi fantasy sort of.
Is it
It's
nice?
the guy that did District 9, you ever seen that?
I remember
Yeah.
that.
It's sort of his.
Yeah, the first one they're fighting reptilians. It's sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one with a giant crusader,
from the
isn't there? You'll
90s?
love that. Yeah, it's from now.
Oh, from now. Okay.
It's done like it's a bit AI, a bit live action, a bit CGI,
Really
a bit
good,
live
like
action.
little stories and
Okay.
Yeah,
really
Sigourney
good.
Weaver's in the first one.
yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
And
I
there's-
think I know what you're on about. Is it from Apple TV?
It's on YouTube.
Netflix originally, I think.
Was it?
Definitely.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
You saying Sigourney Weaver has sparked. I've seen an image of her in something sci-fi as fuck.
Yeah. Reptilians.
Yeah, okay. I'll give that a go.
Yeah. There's one with a giant crusader. You'll love that.
Well,
Yeah.
I
They're
wish-
fighting zombie samurais.
I like the fact that they sold it rather than use it because they probably could have conquered the Middle East if they'd have actually used it, couldn't they? But instead they thought, now we'll sell it
It may
and buy more prostitutes.
They had chaste vows, guys.
Right.
They were vowed to chastity, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but did they?
Which is one of the reasons
Only
they.
God can touch him.
This is one. Well,
Is that why they were such
there are
good warriors?
there
They
are
were so
there
like,
are
fucking
rumours.
angry!
One of the charges levelled against them was sodomy
Oh.
and blasphemy. Apparently worshipping Baphomet.
Nothing wrong with a bit of sodomy and blasphemy.
Wasn't that a Marilyn Manson
Guilty
song?
as charged! I just got to blow off a bit of steam.
Well,
I'm a
boys together,
crusader.
innit? All boys together.
Crusader! Woo!
So yeah, I think the thinking, rather than them conquer the Middle East using it, would have created quite a power vacuum within the church they're sworn to. Right. So instead of taking that decision and saying, hey, should we use it ourselves? No, let's sell it to the Pope. He's the ultimate authority. He's God's representative on earth. If he wants to use it, he'll use it.
Well, why isn't it? Have they still got? Do people think it's at the Vatican?
Some people think it's at the Vatican. So it may still well be buried under Jerusalem, under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Maybe still
They
be
could
there.
have faked it out, couldn't they?
Maybe hidden in a cave in Iraq. They could have got it out.
Don't you think they could have created an absolutely stunning replica?
Chances are, yeah. Could have created a replica.
Done an A-team style caper.
Well,
Where it was a
you
fake
know.
was handed off and the original was God knows. We'll never know.
If the city's going to be invaded, surely then is the time to make a fake of it, throw it in its place and try and sneak it out. Now, the second book of Maccabees, chapter 2, verses...
Maccabees?
Maccabees!
Mackie D's. Shit. I told you, it's all just rewrites.
I wouldn't mind a Big Mac.
It's just rewrites.
I bet they were bigger back in them days
I
as
bet
well.
There's half a cow back then, wasn't it?
They on actual bread.
It's just an entire cow cut in half and put between some bread.
Still bleeding.
Anyway, chapter 2, verses 4 to 10 says the prophet Jeremiah was warned by God the Babylon invasion was imminent and hid the ark in a cave. He insisted he wouldn't reveal the cave's location until the time that God should gather his people again together and receive them unto mercy. I watched this thing today where this bloke, it's just this random American middle-aged, elderly man, was like, I reckon that it's got to be somewhere in this region. So he went there and he found this scripture writing, he found this tablet or something, and it was like, and it's basically the description on this tablet that he's had it translated is like, it says, oh, if you go this way, there's some steps and you've got to go there. And it does, like, it says there is like 133 talents of silver, which is something ridiculous, like $13.8 billion today. And if you go this way so many steps, there's like so much gold there. And he's like, I think I walked the land, I found the steps, but obviously I can't dig, and they won't let him dig. So he thinks he could find the ark doing that. I watched it was quite interesting, actually. Another theory contends the ark was taken to Ethiopia by Menelik, the son of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Indeed, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church claims to possess the ark in the city of Axum, where it's kept under guard in a church.
Now this is what Hancock thinks, isn't it?
This is the biggie.
Now,
isn't it?
is this what... Hang on, we'll come back
This
to
is the one you mentioned earlier where
Which...
the Ethiopians...
Yeah, he thinks it's in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, Sheba, you know when people say, who do you think you are? Queen
Yeah.
of Sheba. That comes from this.
Yep.
And also I was thinking my cat's favourite food is the fucking expensive hunting one called Sheba. It's not called that by accident, is it?
No.
They don't pick that in the name. They don't think they invented that name, do they?
I
Why
believe
did they pick that? The Queen of Sheba.
the Queen of Sheba was basically a bit of a gold digger.
Oh.
So she's associated with wealth and luxury. So when you say, so if you walked in here like bedecked in gold chains and rings, we go, who the fuck do you think you are, the Queen of Sheba?
Sheba, there you go.
And obviously Sheba, luxurious,
And I said,
luxury food for your cat, innit, Sheba?
no, I've just had a bowl of Sheba, Ben, before I came.
Well, it's good enough for the
I
cat.
wonder why your coat
Why
looks
does
all
your
healthy
breath
and shiny.
smell like that? Yes, but look at my hair. Yeah, your breath, it smells like bins. But
I just wanted to know.
look how shiny I am and look how high I can jump.
I did wonder why you tried to lick your own arsehole earlier.
Leave me alone! It's hygienic! It's more hygienic than it looks.
It's 21st century, guys. I'm not judging. You be who you want to be, buddy.
At this age, I'd be more impressed with the flexibility if I could get my leg behind my head and my face in my arse. I'd be like, bloody hell, guys.
I don't know what you're not stopping at your dick in all fairness.
What yoga program have you been on? Fuck me. You got a bionic back. I barely touched my toes, man. I dropped my club card in Tesco earlier and I looked around because there was a queue and I thought, I'm not bending. I literally went to one knee to retrieve it. That's the way to do it, without bending your back. Yes, I've had my training.
Why haven't you got your club card on your phone?
I have and on my keyring, but, you know, I'm old school. I like to, you know, I've got the card. Don't question me. Anyway, I dropped it. And down I went to one knee, back straight, stood back up, held in a groan.
Did you turn around and say, would you like to comment on my manual handling skills?
Yeah, do you know what I was thinking? I bet anyone behind me who saw that thought, he's done the
That
training.
man's had manual handling
He's done the
training.
training. He's employed. Done it several times, gentlemen. Same bullshit over and over.
Had to do it every year, didn't you?
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, the credibility, so it's kept under guard in that church, but the credibility of it has been dismissed by, among others, Edward Ullendorf, a former professor of Ethiopian studies at the University of London, don't you know?
Who's he? But he's never been to Ethiopia.
Yeah, he's been to have a look at it.
Alright.
He's going to have to quote him, he said they have a wooden box, but it's empty. Middle to late medieval construction when these were fabricated ad hoc.
Okay.
Very damning.
Well, it still doesn't mean...
But why do they all go blind?
It's not there
This
somewhere.
is the point. Why did they go blind?
That's what led Hancock there in the first
Yeah.
place. There's something to that. There is an actual story here of people.
to clarify for the listeners, a priest is chosen to sit with the ark at all times. He does not leave the church. He's bought food. He stays in there guarding the ark.
Does he shit in a bag?
He probably does shit in a bag and he brings it out.
Shit's in the ark.
That'd be
It's just evaporated.
It'll be the ultimate B-day.
It's the ultimate shit box. That's why you won't tell anyone. It's the ultimate toilet. Feed me more. Where does it go?
When you get to
my
heaven,
master?
you're like, fucking hell, this place is shit.
Where does the poo go, my master? You do not ask these questions, my son. Yeah, like I say, mate, then you get, it's going somewhere. You pass through to the other side, heaven, it's just a wall of this old man's shit. 50 years of shit.
They're not lasting 50 years.
And all the parasites and all the things that have grown into horrible space demons. Ah!
Shit demons.
He's turned heaven into a demon shit infested fucking poo hole.
You mean the Golgotha?
Yes. Dogma.
I think that's actually legit.
It is. Dogma taught me more about the Catholic Bible. When the shit demon comes out the toilet, Dogma is based on the actual Bible.
No way.
Golgotha is
The Golgotha Hill where Christ
Yeah.
just screws on all the...
it's all the excrement and innards
Yeah.
and all that, and a demon forms of it. Like, that's like
Fucking wild, the Bible.
Yeah, but in Dogma they call it the shit demon. It just come out the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Catholic Church. Do you know Kevin Smith got death threats?
Yeah,
Like,
he did, yeah.
Because it was the 90s. Yeah,
No,
the
death
Catholic
threats after that
Only
fucking
Buddy Christ.
woeful He-Man thing as
Oh,
well.
they were not happy. They were not.
I've got a Buddy Christ. I bought it from the Vatican.
Good on you. They don't know what it is.
It was
they don't
a-
know
it-
it's mocking them.
It was a little souvenir stand just outside of St. Peter's Basilica, the St. Peter's Square. We've been through the museum, and then that's huge. And then you go like round the corner, you're like, holy fuck, St. Peter's. Yeah, we walked inside. Just outside, there's this little souvenir stand, so loads of like little statues, various religious ones. I was like, how much for the Buddy Christ?
Yeah.
€10. Thank you very much.
I hope Kevin Smith knows that there are people, even though they're ripping him off, I just hope he likes the fact that there are people selling bootleg Buddy Christs outside the actual Vatican.
Yep.
Even though he's not getting a penny from it, it's still like, I hope that makes him feel like, fuck me. Because that's a pretty big dent on culture, isn't it? Just from a throwaway joke in an indie movie that not many people saw. People don't get what it is, because the whole thing in the film is like we're revamping it. We're having a new
Modernising.
corporate, we're going to get more people in, we're
What
going
is
to have a
it?
mascot. And it's
Catholicism, wow.
like, yeah.
I can't say Catholicism.
Catholicism, wow.
Wow.
Look at that, doesn't he pop?
Yeah. Bloody Christ.
But you know what? You give me that. Give me that, I'll think twice.
It's better than that. Like he says he gives everyone the willies, like the normal one, dead on the cross.
Well, this
Gives
is,
everyone the willies.
you've got to think, if Jesus did come back, right, he is not going to want to see crosses everywhere.
No.
If he
He's
comes
certainly
back-
he's not going to want to walk into a church and go, oh, that's great, that is, lads, thanks for that. That's what I'll be reminded of, isn't it?
If he comes back, I hope he immediately enters the UFC or boxing or something to prove to everyone who he is. Do you know what I mean? He'll have to on a global stage.
But I think
So
descending
well,
from heaven
so he'll
in...
use his powers.
I think descending from heaven in a wash of heavenly light, guys.
We might not witness
accompanied by... Mate, there's cameras everywhere.
It might be in the middle of he might land in the middle of nowhere and go,
But he's notoriously non-violent. I don't think he's going to go into boxing or UFC.
Yeah, remember, he does have a very peaceful message,
He'll have
guys.
techniques. He won't actually throw punches and
Oh.
things. He'll glide
okay.
around him and subdue.
And they'll chip over their own feet.
He'll subdue the most dangerous, fighter on earth. Have him down on the canvas, and he'll, explain to us all in a godly voice that we can all hear without having headphones. It'd be mad. We'll all hear it.
Why can't he just do that for
What
the
would it
devil?
say?
At the same time? Stop pulling your puds.
Boo!
Listen for a moment.
Boo!
Can you imagine all the rednecks wanting blood and he's in there giving a sermon? That'd be fucking off
We
take to
have to listen.
shreds.
Listen, that cunt was going to lose anyway. I haven't ruined anything.
He's going to do his that.
Honestly, he was fucked anyway. Why are you mad? You're more upset about the result of a fight than the fucking return of Jesus Christ. You people are hopeless. What's
We
the matter
want
with
blood. We want blood.
He was, oh, for fuck, he was going to live, right, do you know what, fuck you all. Bollocks anyway, there's other worlds. Bye, see ya, off you fuck. Yeah, you try and find some, yeah.
Have you seen the
And I feel
series
go.
on Amazon? Was it Good Omens?
No, I haven't, but is it similar?
Basically, this is an angel and a demon on Earth, and they eventually become mates over a long period of time because they're just kind of stuck there. The office has forgotten about them and left them there, and they become kind of friends.
Fair play.
And they're watching the crucifixion of Christ together. Obviously, they can't interfere. It's got to play out as it's going. Obviously, the angel's had a chat with him and everything. He knows. He goes, oh, what did he say to the demon? Says, what did he say to get them so riled up? Why are they doing this? And then the angel goes, well, he's told them to love each other. And he's like, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
us,
pretty good
isn't it?
series, that, yeah.
I
Yeah.
might watch that.
You might like that. Gets a bit woke in season 2.
Well, you know, I'm not woke, but anyway, I don't hate animals. But in the long scheme of things, I think just because that one fella says it's not in Ethiopia doesn't mean it isn't, because there's blind priests.
But this is what I was getting at.
Who says they showed him the real thing?
Exactly.
Well,
I'm not going to
that's the
show
thing.
him. Oh, you're from the Guardian? Come on then, prick. Did you do university in London? Oh, London! Oh, we're so impressed, yeah.
So
Let's
we
come and
should
have a look at the most sacred secret thing on earth, you fucking prick. Shut up.
Or
No,
is
I'm
it-
not showing you.
Or is it a case of the fact he was so freaked out by what he fucking saw, he went, you know what? That's not it.
No, I think his mind would be so melted he couldn't. He's just fucking got a pissy dick because he couldn't. They wouldn't let him nowhere near it. They showed him a shitty wooden box.
Yeah.
It wasn't even gold covered.
So, but the original point is, these guys who guard the box go blind and die young.
Mm.
So they have to replace them every, I don't know, maybe 10 years.
That's weird.
Now
isn't
you can probably attribute that to radiation poisoning, can't you? They're getting cataracts, they're going blind, they're dying young, they're aging
Well,
rapidly.
I can't see our God as being radioactive.
Radioactive God, I'd worship that. Isn't that just Godzilla?
Radioactive God, that's it.
Where's the Ark of Godzilla?
How did you know my fucking panic word?
What, Godzilla?
When I'm being a gimp. Radioactive God, radioactive God. Oh. Thank goodness. Sorry. What was my original?
So where else might it be?
Well, we've mentioned the Knights Templars. They may have taken it to France. Because at one point the Pope was based in France. He wasn't based in Rome.
Right.
So
Maybe it
maybe
was
not
actually possibly destroyed in a fire.
in the. It could have ended up destroyed in a fire in Basilica of St John Lateran, which is in the Vatican. Alternatively, the British historian Tudor Parfitt.
What a name.
It is, isn't it? Very British. Has linked a sacred
Rick Parfitt,
artifact.
one half of Status Quo.
Hey.
Is this the long line of Parfits?
It may very well be.
Wow.
Well, he's linked a sacred artifact, Ngoma Lundu, belonging to the Limba people of Zimbabwe, to the Ark.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you need.
Parfitt's theory
Sorry,
suggests
Ben.
the Ark was taken to Africa and that the Box of Thunders, is what that translates to, was built using the remains of the Ark
Wow.
following its explosion 700 years ago. I'll tell you where I think it is.
Go on.
I think it's in a crate in the back room of the British Museum because we've nicked everything else.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's being looked at by top men.
Well,
No,
wouldn't
no.
people surprisingly be getting like random radiation?
Maybe it's in a fucking lead sealed room. I think it's probably somewhere in the bowels of the British Museum in a crate.
Do you think a billionaire maybe bought it sometime?
Mm.
It's just sitting in someone's like offshore island compound.
You know what? That's also a possibility, Gaz. It really is.
Some fucking ultimate oil.
Some oil sheik, Middle Eastern sheik has
Someone
bought the
who's-
Ark of the Covenant.
Someone whose name we do not know and never will know, but they're like rich behind the scenes, like
Yeah.
beyond what you don't know. 'Cause they must exist.
Of course they do. So what about you? That's any. Where do you go? Do you think? What do you guys think? I mean, I think it's just sat in the fucking
idea.
British Museum. Really, I do.
No, well, look, it
I
could
don't
be,
think it ever existed myself.
it could be complete and total myth.
Yeah.
That's just continued. But for me, for it to continue for so long, there was something to it, and I just like to think. I'm
Possible.
I'm just open to the maybe it is a thing, a relic from a ancient time or a otherworldly place that was left here something we can't understand, the people for thousands of years have protected, to the level where still thousands of years later, even in the internet age, we still don't really know where the fuck it is.
Alright,
That's
I
nice.
think if it existed,
I like that.
there'll be powerful people fucking searching for it. The CIA will be on it fucking straight away.
Probably, maybe they are.
Maybe they are.
it's just
Maybe they
that
can't
well-
find it.
Maybe
Is
they
Well,
did.
it just leads me to believe it.
Maybe
It's
they've
just
got
a
it.
story in the Bible, isn't it?
Maybe that's what powers Trump.
maybe he's got the Ark of the Covenant. Here's a theory for you. There was an Ark of the Covenant. It was built exactly like that. Out the gold, out the wood. They put the Ten Commandments in it.
Right.
Because Moses has already told them these are the rules you're going to live by. God's told me. So he's also told them how to build it.
Right.
You know, yeah, do it with these.
Okay.
And they carried it around thinking that God had given it to him because he got them back in line.
People fought over it
Right.
for fucking...
And because when you're saying this is a gift from God, this is will be unbeatable. You get that into people's heads and you say we've got the Ark, we can't lose. As long as we've got the Ark, we can't lose. We're God's chosen people. You go into battle against someone who's not worshipping your God. Well, guess what? Your psychology, we're unbeatable. We can't lose. We've got the Ark. Maybe that was such a potent psychological weapon that they did win every fucking battle. Maybe the walls of Jericho, yeah, they might have been walking around for 7 days. What if there was an earthquake on the 8th and it
Yeah.
shattered the wall?
Or they
just
were-
complete coincidence.
Maybe for
Or they
that-
were just fucking smashing down their fucking support walls as they're walking
Yeah,
around.
maybe they were. That's an interesting point, Mike, because they might have been
Sounds
blowing the
just a
trumpets
story.
disguised the sounds of mining underneath.
Yeah, because it's just a story on top that was passed down. Isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got your God's chosen people. He's given you this.
Yeah.
Those cherubs to me could have been fucking like oil lamps. You light them, a flame comes in the middle. There's a priest behind it, hidden somewhere, giving you messages from God. And the fire, it's all dancing. Oh, God's appearing in the fire. Human brain, pareidolia. There's a face in that fire. It's God speaking to us.
Or the aliens took it back.
Ooh.
Maybe. Did millions of people die over a literal cardboard box covered in gold, which some prophet, maybe quote unquote prophet called Moses, actually did write on thousands of years ago, and literally millions of people have died over it thinking it was a direct thing from God, but Moses was just a bloke. That's a dark reality.
Yeah. Well, it was a way of controlling his people and getting them to worship Yahweh again, as opposed to golden calves.
Well, yeah, and it was just a fucking box. Or it was a supernatural, well, not even supernatural, it was a otherworldly alien. Or it's all just a story, because think about this, gentlemen. I know you know what this is, but a MacGuffin, in storytelling, you know what a MacGuffin is.
Yeah.
So the briefcase in Pulp Fiction, for example, any Transformers film you watch, we're fighting over the spark, the all spark that gives the power to the thing, and like the bad guys have stolen it, and we've got to get it back, and like it's just a thing to have people fighting over to create conflict. But it's a storytelling
Device.
staple device. It's like one of the pillars of storytelling. It's just is what it is. What if that's just the same? It's always been that way. The Ark of the Covenant is the MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the thing. It's just the same storytelling for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Because of the way our brains are.
It's just our Infinity Stones.
It's just how it works. It just gets dressed up differently every couple of 500 years or so. You know, like back then, that was their MacGuffin. There's this all-powerful thing, and it's just story.
Yeah, yeah. The last theory I'll throw out there is that Moses was just a controlling psychopath who wanted his people to do as he said, because he's the only one getting messages from, quote, God.
Yeah, that sounds plausible.
Yeah.
He created
This is
some
just
weird
Very,
box.
very high.
A control element. The Ten Commandments. What we're going to do tonight, Moses? Well, I'm going to read you the Ten Commandments again. This is how you're going to live your lives. How I say.
I talk to God.
Really, he's just shitting in it and making people carry it around.
Yeah.
So maybe it was his personal commode.
Well, I think it's.
I don't know. But
I'm gonna go with. I think it's an alien thing because that's just fun.
Anunnaki idea is fun.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be them because it's gold.
That's the most fun outcome for me.
Yeah.
As long as nobody evil ever works out how to harness its power.
Yeah. Keep Elon Musk away from it.
He's not evil.
From my heart to yours.
Stop it.
I'm saying that's what he said.
I'm doing the salute in solidarity.
It's a good job this isn't a visual platform.
Yeah, I'm just saying from my heart, over and over again, to yours.
Quick, let's end the pod.
Yeah, quick. Thanks for listening. I've been Ben. Don't do the favour aid. Don't join a cult like Christianity.
Join us next week for
Part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah. Yes. Ark of the Covenant Part 2.
Okay, I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
The heart will go on.
You Celine Dion just entered the room. Oh, Gaz, was you paying her?
Sorry, I'm Big Gaz, Freeman Tannen. Jokes, of course. Goodbye.